Welcome back to part 2 of turning this abandoned Twingo into a reasonably priced resto mod. Previously, I bought this abandoned Renault Twingo for just €300. It was cheap as it had no service history and was off the road. So before we could begin modifying it, Cedric and I took it to a garage to complete a mandatory roadworthy test here in Germany called a TÜV. It was mostly fine, but there was one issue that caused it to fail the test. This small patch underneath that needed welding. So we left the car here to get fixed, and I'm now back today to collect it. So the car is now roadworthy again, and I can hardly believe it, given that this was abandoned in a field when I got it, and just €300 plus a TÜV plus €100 of welding later, and the car is now back on the road. But before we drive it, as you can see, it's no number plates on it. Well, here they are. I've had them made up whilst the car was getting welded, so let's get them fitted and then get the car back out on the road. I start by fitting the number plate holder by screwing it into the bumper. I can then slide the number plate into place, like so, and fit the retaining strip. And as you can see, I've given it a name, Bingo the Twingo. Now let's get the rear one fitted. Unfortunately, this wasn't as successful, as I couldn't remove the old holder from the car. I resorted to using many persuasion techniques to get the plate to fit inside it temporarily, just to get me home. And by the time I was done, it was dark. Cold start. Bear with me. It has this thing where you have to lock it and unlock it to get it to start properly. Cold start. Yes, sweet. Right, let's go. And with my fingers crossed the rear number plate wouldn't fall out, I set off and immediately ran into my first problem. Oh, one of the indicators has stopped working because it's flashing very fast. How have we got a problem already? It's literally been road legal for 20 meters. Oh, pram. Sorry. Oh, yep, dog barking. Whoa, we're off. Second gear. This is like a live road test we're doing here because I haven't driven the car before, so I'm learning about it as you are. I mean, so far so good, other than the left-hand indicator not working. Feels like I'm in a very little van. The seat is in quite an upright position, and my knees are very much up against the steering wheel. Good news, the right-hand indicators are working correctly. And immediately, I put my foot down. Full throttle! Doesn't have a lot of power. 58 horsepower to be exact, out of the 1.2 litre 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. And I've purposely not put a microphone on for this little video because I want you to hear all of the noises that I'm hearing as well. So far the car is very vibraty. Everything is vibrating. Feels a lot like my Alfa Romeo in that regard. And I've also got no speedometer. I'm doing 0 kilometers an hour according to the car, which means the mileage is probably not correct. Oh, this car may have done a lot more than the 145,000 kilometers it says on the dashboard. And I really don't know when this car was last on the road, but what I did notice when it was getting the TÜV is the tyres have a date stamp of 2023 on them. So maximum it's been off the road is 3 years. But yeah, I mean, it's back on the road now. We'll just find faults, fix them as we go. That'll be the resto side of things. And then we'll also modify it as well, the mod side of things. And then the car started to fix itself. Oh, speedo's back. Got speedo back. Yes, I'm now doing 7 kilometers an hour. 11. Look at that, the car's healing itself. 32, we're not doing 32 kilometers an hour, we're doing about 12. Why does the car think we're doing 28 kilometers an hour now? We're barely overtaking a bicycle. And then I decided to test the acceleration by going for an overtake. Power! On the plus side, the steering feels good. I mean, the car's a little wallowy, but it is a little city car on spongy suspension. But actually, can't feel any play in the steering at all. That feels solid, suspension feels good. Haven't yet tested the brakes, I'll do that soon, probably when Ibrahim is a little further than just a couple of meters behind me. But yeah, so far, not too bad. It was my birthday last week, so I went home at the weekend and my friends had arranged this little surprise party, which was very nice, in Liverpool, in this Sky Bar, all very swanky. All they wanted to know is why I'd bought a Renault Twingo, and so I'm now going to explain. This car wasn't available in the UK. There's only very few on the UK roads, ones that have been imported by lunatics like myself. And that's because they didn't produce them in right-hand drive for some reason. I think it would have sold really well in the UK because they're 10 a penny here in Europe. They're literally on every street corner here in Berlin. And I just see them all the time and I think, that would be fun. And so I thought, why not buy one? And then why not customize it and make it fun? So that's what we're doing. Now, let me know in the comments what modifications you think I should make to this car. First of all, we had to get it back on the road. We're doing that, and there's still some things to fix. So very soon we can start modifying it. Red traffic light, you know what that means? I get to test the brakes. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yep, they work nicely. I didn't run into the back of Ibrahim, and we come to a stop. Well, so far so good. Probably halfway home, and we're still on the road. We're still moving in my abandoned Twingo. And I do get a little bit of excitement from taking a car that was off the road, abandoned, as I keep saying, and bringing it back to life. I think there is some value in that in the world, in these days where brand new cars are quite expensive. And so to take one of the cheapest cars on the road, like I did with the Alfa Romeo, I know I paid a lot for it, but that's only because it was the ex-Top Gear car. Other than that, it wasn't worth a lot. Taking a car like this, bringing it back to life, and in this car's case, giving it a new life as we restomod it and make it cool. Actually, I've had an idea. Because the car thinks we're going faster than we actually are, maybe the car's done less mileage. Maybe it hasn't actually done 145,000 kilometers at all. Maybe it's done a lot less than that. We've actually bought a low mileage car. It's good to think positive. I like it. I like this little car. It's fun. It's got character. It's got personality. And yes, it's got faults and flaws, but that's what makes cars characterful. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting hands on, diving in, fixing this car up, modifying it, and making it really cool. Have you ever seen an electric window that drops faster than this? Oh, got a bit juddery at the end there, but that was impressive. All these bus people admiring the Twingo. It's probably cheaper to drive one of these than get a bus everywhere. I was wondering why it sounded like the door was open all the time, and I've just discovered it's because the seal up here is not fully honed. So there's basically a hole straight out of the door, which is one of many NVH issues on this car. In fact, this whole car is an NVH issue because everything is noisy, everything is vibrating, and everything is harsh. But I shan't complain. It's 300 euros. I like this car. Everything feels great. Steering, brake, suspension, good. Needs a bit more power, but don't all cars. I like it already. Just hope the rear number plate is still on the car. And here we are. We've made it. And that's it. After about a half an hour journey, we've made it back to the garage with basically no issues. If the only thing wrong with this car is a speedometer that's slightly out and one indicator that's not working, I will class that as a success, which means in the upcoming videos, we can move on to all the modifications I want to make to this car. Of course, we have to fix the lacquer peel on the roof and other areas of the car. I also want to refresh the engine because I've no idea when it was last serviced, and then we can move on to all the other restomod stuff as well. But this is where you come in, because I really want to hear from you down in the comments. What would you do to this Twingo restomod project if it was yours? Because I'll probably make some of those modifications if they're half-decent suggestions. Anyway, it's now the end of this video. And I just want to thank you very much for watching, but if you've liked it, please do give it a thumbs up, because it really helps get this little channel off the ground, and it's basically a free way of you contributing to this little restomod project. If you want to see the upcoming episodes or anything else that I play about with on YouTube, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching.